Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this edition of the Mike and Mike Show. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, okay. All right, on today's episode, we're finally going to get into the next couple episodes of Supernatural. I was meaning to make the video on Sunday. Some stuff came up. I wasn't able to do it on Sunday. I should have did it yesterday. Didn't get time to do it yesterday, so I'm going to do it today. Now, on today's episode, what we're going to do today is we're going to have episodes 7, I think it is. Let me check my handy dandy notes here. I had to jot my notes down while I was at work, so I had to use a different booklet than what I normally use. And I believe it's episodes 7 and 8. Yeah, episodes 7 and 8 of season 4. Let me get comfy here. Sorry, George, I got to cover you up, buddy. All right, now. Okay. Before we get into that, let me do this real quick. Before we get into that, not that long ago, I had ordered a set of tumblers off of a friend of mine that I'd known since she was a little girl. She's got her own business where she makes tumblers and all this other stuff like memorial benches, T-shirts, sweatshirts, all that kind of thing. So I asked her to make me some Supernatural tumblers. I had no idea that I was going to get what I got. Okay? She sent me pictures of what she had, and I picked out what I wanted. I had no idea they were going to turn out as good as they did, and I'm going to show them to you. This right here, look at this, folks. These things are beautiful. They are so well done. I'm so happy with them. It's got Supernatural all the way around it. This one's got Sam and Dean and Cass on it from later seasons. It's got the logo and all that stuff. These things are super, super cool. Let me show you the other one real fast. And like I said, I had no idea that they were going to turn out as good as they did, but I thoroughly was surprised, and I enjoy them so much. They're excellent. They keep stuff relatively cold. They do a good job of keeping stuff cool. Got a picture of baby there. Driver picks the music, passenger shuts his cake hole, that kind of thing. Even got the little carry on my wayward son. These things are so cool. They're well done. They're well made. She does all her work with love, and you can tell it. It's her name on Facebook. I don't know about getting out of the area, but for in area right now, you can talk to her about shipping out. I don't know if she can or not. It's Cassie Creations on Facebook. I will put up a link on the at the end of the video. I'll show you a picture of her card so you can get some for information off of the card and get in contact with her on Facebook. Like I said, she can send you a picture of what she has. Just tell her what you'd like to have, and if she's got it, she could probably make it for you. Like I said, she does mugs, she does tumblers, T-shirts, sweatshirts, memorial benches. She does I think she's got some pins, some decorative pins out. She's doing the Halloween stuff now. So there's a lot of like horror icon themed stuff, like Pennywise, Freddy Krueger, Jason, all that stuff. So definitely check her out on Facebook, and maybe get in touch with her. Great pricing. She had a sale going on when she made me these two, so I got these two for $10 a piece. Like I said, prices vary. So when you get in touch with her, just discuss that with her. And I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed in what you get. I guarantee you will not be disappointed, because I wasn't. So great job, Cassie. Keep up the good work, girl. And I'll support you as much as I can on the channel. So, that being said, we're going to move on. We're going to discuss Season 4, Episode 7. This is called It's the Great Pumpkin, Sam Winchester. Investigating 2 deaths in a small town, Sam and Dean discover a witch sacrificing people to summon the ancient demon Samhain. Now this seems like it start like a first run of the mill monster of the week type episode. Then as we get into it, uh, Sam meets Cass for the first time. And of course they shake hands, and Cass is like, you know, they're still keeping their eye on Sam. The angels are. Right off the bat, when they first meet, they shake hands. Cass says, I'm glad to hear that you have ceased your extracurricular activities. Now, we know exactly what he means by that. Sam has not ceased that. He has not stopped. So that right there puts the idea that they are still watching Sam. But Sam meets Cass, and Cass begins to tell them, you know, you know it's a witch. They say yes, it's a witch. But they don't know who she is or who he is, whichever. Don't know where they are. They're working on it. Cass is also accompanied by a angel named Uriel, who is a specialist in dealing with stuff like this. And they have determined that Sam and Dean need to leave because they are going to smite the whole town, kill hundreds of people to keep this seal from being broken. Yes, the summoning of Samhain is a seal that Lilith is trying to break. So rather than wait for Sam and Dean to sort this mess out, they're just going to come in and wipe out the whole town. Which, of course, Sam and Dean don't agree to that. So they stay. And it's kind of a moral dilemma. Well, not really so much for Sam and Dean because they know what they have to do. These angels are just run of the mill. Hey, we're taking orders. This is the way it's going to be. This is what we have to do. Not seeing, they're dealing inside the bigger picture. They're not looking at how it affects everything else. So, with that being said, we're going to get into some clips from season 4, episode 7. It's The Great Pumpkin, Sam Winchester. Here we go.
It's Castiel, the angel. Him I don't know.
Hello, Sam.
Oh my God. I didn't mean to. Sorry. It's an honor. Really, I've heard a lot about you.
And you. Sam Winchester, the boy with the demon blood. Glad to hear you've ceased your extracurricular activities.
Let's keep it that way.
Yeah, okay, Chuckles. Who's your friend?
It's Raising of Samhain. Have you stopped it?
Why?
Dean, have you located the witch?
Yes, we've located the witch.
And is the witch dead?
No, but
We know who it is.
Raising of Samhain is one of the 66 seals.
So this is about your buddy Lucifer.
Lucifer is no friend of ours.
It's just an expression.
Lucifer cannot rise. Breaking of the seal must be prevented at all costs.
Okay, great. Well, now that you're here, why don't you tell us where the witch is? We'll gank her and everybody goes home.
We are not omniscient. This witch is very powerful. She's cloaked even to our methods.
okay, we already know who she is. So if we work together.
Enough of this.
Okay, who are you and why should I care?
This is Uriel. He's what you might call a specialist.
What are you gonna do?
Both of you need to leave this town immediately.
Why?
Because we're about to destroy it.
There are 1,000 people here.
1,214.
And you're willing to kill them all?
This isn't the first time I've purified a city.
It's the lives of 1,000 against the lives of 6 billion. There's a bigger picture here.
Right. Because, you're bigger picture kind of guys.
Lucifer cannot rise. He does, and hell rises with him. Is that something that you're willing to risk?
We'll stop this witch before she summons anyone. Your seal won't be broken and no one has to die.
We're wasting time with these mud monkeys.
Tell me something, Dean. When your father gave you an order, didn't you obey?
Oh, sorry, boys. Looks like the plans have changed.
You think you can stop us?
No. But if you're gonna smite this whole town, then you're gonna have to smite us with it, because we are not leaving. So you went to the trouble of busting me out of hell. I figure I'm worth something to the man upstairs. So you want to waste me? Go ahead. See how he digs that. Let me guess. You're here for the I told you so.
No.
Well, good, because I'm really not that interested.
Our orders.
Yeah, you know, I've had about enough of these orders of yours.
Our orders were not to stop the summoning of Sam Hain. They were to do whatever you told us to do. It was a test. To see how you would perform under battlefield conditions, you might say.
So I failed your test, huh? I get it. If you would have waved that magic time-traveling wand of yours and we had to do it all over again, I'd make the same call. Because, see, I don't know what's going to happen when these seals are broken. Hell, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. But what I do know is that this here, these kids, the swings, the trees, all of it, is still here because of my brother and me.
You misunderstand me, Dean. Not like you think. I was praying that you would choose to save the town.
You were.
These people, they're all my father's creations. Sammy, the seal was broken, and we are one step closer to hell on earth for all creation. And that's not an expression, Dean. It's literal. You, of all people, should appreciate what that means. I tell you something if you promise not to tell another soul.
Okay.
I have questions. I have doubts. I don't know what is right and what is wrong anymore. But in the coming months, you will have more decisions to make. I don't envy the weight that's on your shoulders, Dean. I truly don't.
All right, so now here we go with this. We're going to get Uriel. The angel Uriel is played by Robert Wisdom, and he's done a few things. Namely, he was in the movie Ray, which was based on Ray Charles's life, his biography. And he also played in Face Off with Nicolas Cage and John Travolta, and he played in The Dark Knight Rises. And he played the angel Uriel, who was a douche. And there's a gentleman in there. I think he was the teacher of the students in this particular student, Tracy Davis, Don McManus, who played Don Harding, and he played in Paranormal Activity: The Ghost Dimension. He was also in Maze Runner, the Cirque du Freak, the Vampire Assistant. He was in that, and he also lent his voice to several video games, including God of War. So, God of War Ragnarok, among other games. So, good on you, mate. Congratulations. Tracy Davis, the young lady named Tracy, was played by Ashley Benson, who was played in Spring Breakers, which I own that, but I have not watched it yet. Pixels, which is an excellent film with Adam Sandler. If you like the old-timey video games like Mario and Donkey Kong. Yeah, that. That's a great movie. Also played in one of my favorite Jennifer Garner films, 13 Going on 30. And she did several episodes, I think like 100 and some episodes, of Pretty Little Liars. Now, I never did watch that show because it just wasn't my thing, but it was pretty big when it was out. Now, with that being said, we found out that, of course, Uriel is a douchebag. And this whole thing was just more or less a way for Lilith to break another seal which there have been many that have already been broken. That they, keep saying that there's many, and they're all getting broken. So they're running out of time on keeping these seals from getting broken. The boys do stay and kill the witch, but not in time to stop the raising of Sam Hain. So Sam Hain gets raised. Of course, they do stop Sam Hain, but the spell the it's already broken. The seal's already broken because he was raised. But we also find out at the end of the episode that the whole thing was more or less a test to see how Dean would handle this situation under pressure, more so. That the orders that Cass and Uriel were going by was to follow Dean's orders. So even though they said that they were going to smite the whole town, that they wanted Sam and Dean to leave, that was just to see how Dean would react to that situation. And they were to follow whatever Dean wanted to do. We also find out that Cass is kind of having an inner turmoil, a little debacle, determining what is right and what is wrong anymore. He's a little construed on that. He believes he's doing the right thing, per se, but he also has an issue with the way some things come down as far as orders go. So it's good to see that his character arc kind of open up a little bit to Dean, to let Dean know that he's not as strong as everybody thinks Cass is. Emotionally and physically, he's strong as an ox, but emotionally and mentally, he does have flaws. And I think Cass is finally starting to realize that, sometimes it's not always best to follow orders. And, that plays into later on throughout the show. This was a great episode. All the characters were great. Uriel, Robert Wisdom is so good at playing a bad guy. And like I said, I hadn't seen Ray, but I had seen Face Off and the other film, Dark Knight Rises. And he was excellent in those as well. So, very good episode, solid episode, very well, very plot based as far as the season goes. Great show. Now, moving on to episode 8. Before we get into that, I always do it each episode. Like I said, I got to do it. Everybody knows what happens. Here it comes. Ta-da! First cup, best cup.
What's the matter with this thing? What's all that churning and bubbling? You call that a radar screen?
No, sir. We call it Mr. Coffee. Care for some?
Yes! I always have coffee when I watch radar. You know that.
Of course I do, sir.
Everybody knows that.
Of course we do, sir!
Now that I have my coffee, I'm ready to watch radar. Where is it?
Right here, sir.
Good. All right, now moving on into episode 8. This is a funny episode, sort of. This is episode 8 called Wishful Thinking. Now, in this episode, we find that Sam and Dean are investigating in a small town where wishes at a wishing well are actually being granted for real. So they automatically assume there's some kind of hoodoo going on, so they have to go in and investigate it. This episode stars Anita Brown, who plays the character of Hope. She has played in the the movie of the A-Team that came out in 2010 with Liam Neeson. Excellent movie. I loved it. It was so funny. And she also did the movie Star Trek Beyond. Not a big Trekkie fan. I have watched Star Trek Insurrection. I did like that one. Have not seen that Star Trek Beyond, so I don't know. But and she has also played in 50 Shades Free. Now, I have not watched 50 Shades Free. I'm sorry. I watched what was it, 50 Shades of Grey? I watched that, but 50 Shades Free, no, not interested. The episode also stars Ted Raimi, who plays Wesley, and a lot of us, I know I do, a lot of you may know Ted Raimi, who played in the movie Drag Me to Hell. He also played in My Name is Bruce with Bruce Campbell. Now, if you have not seen that movie, it is so funny. It's like Evil Dead, per se, pretty much, with Bruce Campbell. Of course, you know, it's going to be like Evil Dead with Bruce Campbell in it. But it's a great film. It's very funny. It's a campy, funny movie with Ted Raimi. It's excellent. So if you haven't seen it, you get a chance to watch that one, check it out. And he also did a cameo in Spider-Man 3. So Ted Raimi's been around for a long time. If I'm not mistaken, every time I think of Ted Raimi, I think of this. If I'm not mistaken, he also played in Xena Warrior Princess as Chaucer, I think was the character's name. I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me on that. But I don't know why. Every time I think of Ted Raimi, I think of that character. And this episode also stars Ryan Grantham, who plays a little boy by the name of Todd. And he played in Diary of a Wimpy Kid, a Barricade, which was a WWE horror film, which was very good, by the way. Very good. And he played in the movie Santa Buddies with the dogs, I guess. Okay, so like I said, Sam and Dean are investigating a small town where wishes from a wishing well actually come true. Sam also decides to ask Dean if he remembers anything from hell. Now, we know that he does, but he tells Sam that he doesn't. So the lies just keep building and building and building. Okay, with that being said, here are some scenes from Season 4, Episode 8, Wishful Thinking. Here we go.
What?
Don't worry, ma'am. I'm with the health department. So you can turn it on and off, huh?
How did you know that I was...
You actually walked up to a wishing well, dropped a dime, and wished to be invisible so you could spy on women in the shower.
No. It's crazy.
Put on some pants. And stay visible.
Oh.
Go! You better run! Got a problem, mister?
What? No?
Well, that should cover it.
I'll handle Todd. You get West to Lucky Chicks. Go.
Right.
Couldn't stop them. Couldn't do anything. Then Audrey Elmer told me the wishing well worked.
Okay. Look, I get it. They're mean little jerks, huh? But they're not superhuman, like you. You see, with great power comes great responsibility. Hey, kid! didn't want to have to do this. Oh! Okay. Follow my lead, you won't have a problem. Come on. More, okay? I wouldn't mess with this kid anymore if I were you.
Stay back!
Like I said, this was a great episode, very funny episode, but it also turns into a heartbreaking episode. We find out that there is a teddy bear that has bouts with depression and suicidal tendencies. There is Dean wishing for a sub sandwich because he doesn't believe that the wishes are truly granted. So he pitches a coin in there and wishes, and standing right in the middle of a Chinese restaurant, wishes for a sub sandwich. And of course, it pops up and he's going to eat it. So then they find out that the wishes are granted, but a lot of them turn sour real fast. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. Then we meet Ted Raimi's character of Wes, who wished for Hope, the character Hope, to fall in love with him. He is totally enthralled with this woman. He loves this woman so very much, but he never he felt like she wouldn't give him a second chance or second glance at all. So he made this wish to be with her. Come to find out that the only way for Sam and Dean to break the spell is to have the first wish, the guy who made the first wish, remove the cursed coin from the well, which turned out to be Wes. So he saved a lot of people from their wishes going bad, but he ruined the rest of his life by doing so. Yes, it was wrong of him to wish this love into existence, because it's not really love if they don't know they're doing it. They don't know, that you've cursed, that you've wished for this, that you've cursed them this way. So it's not really love to start with, but it felt real to him, and having to break that just, destroyed him. Which is understandable. I mean, it was wrong. For him to do it was wrong, but to him it felt right at the time. So then he had to give it all up. This episode was great. The little boy, Todd, he was being bullied, so of course he wished to be able to take out his bullies, to stand up to them, which gave him super strength like Superman. There was even one scene in the episode where they pay homage to Superman 2, in which Todd stands in the middle of the street and screams out, "Kneel before Todd." Now, if you've watched the Superman movies, you know that in Superman 2, the villain in that movie is Zod. So there is a scene where he tells everyone, "Kneel before Zod." So, that is a callback to that movie. The banter between him and Dean tries to talk him out of using his abilities against the bullies to calm him down, and he ends up getting knocked into a stack of trash cans by Todd, who punches him in the face. And then that debacle ensues. Sam gets struck by lightning because of Hope not wanting the wish to be broken. Because of the wish, of course. Because she's under duress. under the spell. So, and then, when Wes pulls the coin out, everything goes back to normal. The teddy bear doesn't want to commit suicide anymore. He's back to normal. He's back to being stuffed. Todd's back to normal. Sam's alive. He didn't get struck by lightning. Dean is okay from eating the sub sandwich. He's no longer sick. But to see the look on on Wes's face, to see the look on Wes's face when Hope doesn't even recognize who he is. They were almost married. I mean, they announced their engagement and everything in the paper, only to have that just fall apart for him. So it was a funny episode throughout, but then the ending of it just kind of went into heartbreak, as it usually does. And then at the end of the episode, of course, that Sam and Dean, they usually have their little spiel at the end of each episode where they discuss stuff. Dean finally admits to Sam that he does remember some of what happened in hell, but he will not and does not want to discuss it with Sam because he knows that Sam, not only Sam, but nobody could understand what he went through in hell. And to be honest, that's a fair assumption. I don't see how anybody could go through hell, come back, and be able to talk about it, much less handle it mentally. So it's better off just not to even, I guess, discuss it, to bring it up, to think about it. It's better just leave it the way it lies. So yeah, this was a great episode. Neat characters, a funny but heartbreaking episode at the same time. And I'm telling you, this show just keeps getting better and better, and we're going to go through it. As long as you hang in there with me, we'll get through it together, and we'll really find out, what goes on, how well the show plays out. Now, with all that being said, I'm going to try to get back on schedule. I know I said that before, but hopefully this Sunday I will have the Supernatural Sunday video out on Sunday. There's also a couple of trailers that have come out that I want to try to react to. I haven't seen yet, but I've heard they're out there. So once I find out if they're actual real trailers or fan made, I'm going to react to those. So stay tuned for that. And with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel. And also remember to hit that notification bell. That way you get notified when the new videos come out. And I will see you guys next Sunday for Supernatural Sunday. Bye-bye.